Welcome back to the Crypto Junkie channel where we talk all things crypto. Today, I know it's kind of late, but I wanted to give my my direct pointed feedback on this China banning crypto. And I think I have a unique perspective on China itself and the culture and really what they're trying to stop here. You have to keep in mind some things with China, and there are unfortunate realities that a lot of people don't like, and I know a lot of people now can't or won't talk about these things because the reality is there's a lot of repercussions, negative repercussions now, if you're going to talk badly or have anything that sounds bad against the CCP. So essentially, you have to keep in mind that China and a lot of Asia is very corrupt. Okay, there's bribery and there's payoffs and there's extortion and there's all kinds of shady shit that you're like, oh, we're way too civilized for this. Well, it occurs here. And it's not so much like in the US, you have it done through sleight of hand. You have it done through like taxation, through inflation, which is an additional tax that you have. So you've got things happening like that. You have lobbying, we call it lobbying, which is just paying people to pay attention or present favorably to this company or to this position or to this stance. So we've got fancier titles for it in America, but it's the same shit. It is lobbying efforts and payoffs and bribery. So it exists at such a rampant level in China. There's really no stopping it. So the big thing to ask yourself with this is it like banned and all the mining is banned? Is it still going to happen there, or is it done and locked down? And I'll give you some examples. For example, I think 10 years ago is when the first news broke that they were making fake food. They'll use cardboard, they'll use dust particles, they will gather oil and make like a cooking oil out of the sewage oil. And this is some of the most disgusting shit you've ever heard in your life. All you need to do is go over to YouTube, click out of this video when you're done watching, go on over there and you'll find it for yourself. And this stuff was starting to be released like 7-10 years ago. So we've got serious health issues that were popping up in China, and people have all kinds of weird diseases and kidney issues and liver issues at a very young age because the quality of life is actually really fucking shit over there in comparison to what you're used to over in America and even Europe, right? Has that changed in 10 years? No. Because I just watched a recent video that was shot like within the last month and it's talking about the same shit. Fake cabbage, fake meats. They're still eating dogs in both North and South. And they're trying to come up with these propaganda campaigns to try and pin North versus South and oh no, it's Mongolia and no, it's not China. Stop it. They're still doing it. There's still the same problem that literally existed for the last 10 years. That's an example of a problem that they tried to basically get rid of completely and they couldn't. Now let me give you an example of one that they tried to make illegal, but it's slightly different than money. Is they basically outlawed porn. Cannot watch porn at all. There's no way to get it. It is impossible to get porn. So instead, what everyone does is literally almost everyone cheats on their wife. And there's this huge issue with prostitution there. And there's, again, going back 10, 15 years, there was like old 60-minute videos that you can find talking about prostitution problems in China. Hasn't changed a bit, one bit. It's like as soon as it's night, as soon as the dark comes out, then all these hair salons and massage parlors and stuff, the upstairs starts opening up, and now it's the secondary business that starts to pop up at night. And the issue with it is that everyone does it, from the police officers to the military to high up government officials, and you're looked at very weirdly if you don't partake in these sorts of things because everyone does it. Like all the way down to, younger kids, like in grade school, in high school, going and getting laid in these prostitution establishments, right? And they're promoting this, they're putting, drop cards on your door at your hotel. They're handing this stuff out with phone numbers, with addresses and locations. So now this is something that the government specifically made illegal and they could not control it at all. It's been illegal, yet it's still completely insanely rampant. I don't know what's going to happen here with Bitcoin specifically. So is this going to be like we're going to ban the mining, but there's still going to be such a huge demand from it because they need to get, you got to understand, Chinese love to get their money out of the country and then they go and spend it in another country so they can get a better quality of life, and then they send their kids over and they send their, whoever they can over so they can get out. Right? That's the whole game, is that they extort and steal from each other, they lie from each other, they poison each other with food, and then the whole goal is to just get out and send that money to another country, buy all these houses, etc., and try and get ROI. Because one of the only ways that exists to make money in China is through real estate. The stock market is not trusted over there because the stock market crashed in 2016. There's just like this insane Ponzi scheme with the real estate. And this is something I've covered extensively on the macroeconomic side, but for a lot of you in crypto, you really have no clue what's going on over there. You have to go over there and live for a long time to really figure out what exactly is going on there. So anyways, the big question is there going to be so many corrupt Chinese and people trying to get the money out still that it's still going to be usable, and there's going to be like these underground markets, kind of like the underground brothels that pop up at night, and everyone's in on it, so they can't really stop it even though it's illegal. So is this just like another facade, another mask, or is there going to actually be none? and it's done and it's gone. Something tells me that as time goes on, there will be more and more black markets open back up. Now, mining itself, I don't know what's going to happen there, but the usage of it and the sending of it and transacting with it to get their money out, I don't see that changing at all. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that it'll continue to happen. I think it'll kind of shrink here a little bit, and then everyone's going to kind of like see the reaction and see what everyone else is doing. But as soon as you've got, once again, government officials, military, police, transacting and doing those things, everyone will be doing it. And there'll be black markets that pop up, and there'll be new exchanges that pop up, or whatever else is needed, right? Because I believe OK Exchange went down, and the coin took a complete shit on this news. And so who knows what's going to happen with that exchange, but maybe something else will pop up, like that's a little bit more low-key, or maybe they'll just let that still exist. I'm not sure, but I guess now that I've laid out enough examples for you, you can make your mind up in terms of like what they'll probably do. Again, my guess is that they'll probably allow it, even though it'll technically be illegal. The mining aspect of it, I don't know what will happen with that. That'll probably stop. But the big benefit there before was that, the government paid out all these subsidies to different provinces. Think of like a city or a different state as a province. And the province would then lease out land or, allow miners to come in, set up mining establishments, and then they're getting these subsidies from the government, and then they're using it for themselves because they're getting paid back from the miners. So they've got all this now free money, and they're using it for themselves, for their own corruption, trying to get the money out of the country, get their wealth out of the country, and so that their family can live a better life. And so that was what the real big problem was. It wasn't that there's corruption and they're trying to stop corruption. No, because they're never going to try and stop corruption because everyone there is corrupt. And the thing that they're trying to stop, though, is that they're giving out all these subsidies and all this money to these, governors and provinces, and it just wasn't coming back in any sort of way. And it was just another way for them to extort out, I guess you could call that, or move out big amounts of money, big amounts of money. And so the CCP was just pissed about that. And so they just wanted to stop it. That was it. That's like the whole story there. And you can read now thousands of articles about this going back to as many times now they've talked about banning it, but they're all missing the key point is what I just gave you. Unless you've been there, unless you know people who've been there for a really long time and you know about the realities of the quality of life there, then you don't really understand like what will probably happen here. So anyways, that's all I got for you. If you like this, then go ahead and click the like button, or you just want to help us get up in the algorithms more. Cool, thank you. Comment below if you got something to say, or you've got personal experience living there and you want to talk about this anonymously or under your name. Cool. And if you're brand new here to the channel, then just take a second, click the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and be on the lookout. More videos coming soon, my friends. See ya.